My name is Ronnie Ragan, and I'm the campus pastor of the Medina, Tennessee, That Church. I married my high school sweetheart, Brandy. We've been together 21 years now, and we have 5 great kids together. We have 2 boys and 3 girls. The boys are 12 and 4 years old, and the girls are 10, 8, and 7. So, yeah, bunch of fun stuff at our house.
How long have you lived in Medina?
Been here 7 years now. We moved from, we grew up originally in South Madison County, which is about 30 miles from here. And we were, like I said, we were high school sweethearts. Never thought we'd leave our area. And God called us to come to Medina, actually to be associate pastor of a church in Milan for a number of years. And we left there, and God said, plant a church in Medina where we lived, and didn't know how to do it, but God said, I got it, and we'll do it. So we planted Summit Church, actually. I don't know if that's a bad thing to say or not.
It's all right.
So,
We used to be Mercy's Cross.
okay, Mercy Cross. And met Scott Harness through an individual with the H2O church named Barry Wooster. And Scott has truly revolutionized what we're doing, just through his coaching and through his mentorship and through just being a great friend and through being a man that loves Christ. It's just contagious. His energy, his smile, his charisma is just contagious. You know, even though I don't see him often, we talk every day usually, and I can just get energy just from his voice. You know, so it has truly changed the face of what we're doing here in Medina.
Tell me about C3.
C3 was cool. Nobody knows this, but I'm going to tell y'all this. While at C3, I made my mind up that I was going to sit back in the shadows and watch how you guys interact with each other, because I had on my heart at that time to talk to Scott about becoming That Church campus. And so I really wanted just to go and just experience what That Church people were like. And I know people probably thought I was just rude and not a people person, but I had a plan, and my plan was just to be in the shadows and watch you guys. And I loved everything I saw. I loved the interaction that you guys had with your pastor and with each other, and the love you shown, and just the talks that you had with each other. It solidified in my heart at that moment. Yeah, this is the right thing to pursue. And on the 9-hour ride home with Scott, we pretty much made our minds up that this had to be the right thing to do. So we talked through it, had some rough sketches of what it was going to look like, and came home and presented it to our team, and they loved it and said, let's roll with it. I mean, I don't mind sharing this with you. From the time that we made the decision that we were going to become That Church, almost from the time that Scott started coaching us, which was back in December, we were struggling to run 80 folks here total with kids and everything, really struggling financially in the whole ministry, and struggling to find our way, what we were gonna do and how we were gonna make this thing work, and asking God to really give us a newer, fresher vision, and He did that with That Church. And almost immediately, like I said, when Scott started coaching us, we started seeing just incremental growth. And then even up to 2 weeks ago, we baptized 12 here. It was the first time we've ever had a baptism in our church in this building. We've borrowed other facilities. But we baptized 12. We had 163 in attendance, which was just huge for us. We've never had anything like that before. There was not an empty seat in the house. I mean, matter of fact, we put out metal chairs to put in the back so folks could come and sit. And it was a great day for us. But numbers-wise, it's just been a tremendous growth spurt for us the last 3 months. We've not been below 100 since mid-January, I guess, and probably averaging in that 120 to 130 range every Sunday now. It really excites us to see how God has meshed our hearts together, and seeing how a multi-campus site can work. It doesn't, not too many people understand it. It's still kind of one of those foreign things. They're like, how can you do that? Well, if you look at some of the churches that are really doing it in America today, they're multi-site, and they're really capturing their community for Christ. So that's why we're so excited about it.
How
I'm whipped. I'll be honest with you, I'm wore out. You know, I'm also a deputy sheriff in Madison County, so I work a full-time job and raising 5 kids. I'm whipped, but God gives me the energy every day, wakes me up, gets me going, sets me on 2 feet and says, let's go, we got a task to do. So loving it though, absolutely. You know, just with everything that I see that Sherwood does and Scott has put into motion with his team that's backing him. It's super exciting to see all that work being done. So we're stoked about it.
Where do you see that church Medina in 5 years?
Wow, you know, Carmen, that's a great question. Scott and Jason, the team that I'm talking to, says just hold on. The wave is here. God has sent the wave, and we feel it. We're so into what's going on that I believe in 5 years that I really and truly I see in a year I've got a decision to make. I've got a decision to make whether to step away from a full-time career that I really enjoy doing and go back into full-time ministry. And I see in 5 years us, what I preach about a lot is us being the church in Gibson County, the church that impacts this county for the cause of Christ, the church that is unashamedly going into the streets and talking about a Jesus that can come in and change their lives. And not one of these, and not that I'm not going to badmouth churches, I don't want to ever do that, but we're not going to be one of those that sit back on the sideline with our bankroll and our pockets full of cash, just waiting for Jesus to come back. We're not going to be that church. We're going to be that church that impacts the community. So in 5 years, we'll look back and we'll say, good Lord, how'd this happen? And it'll only be because of God.